Okay, so the topic of the presentation is hijacking notification actions. And basically, the presentation will be about how you can access notifications that are visible to the user in your system in any app. So basically, there will be quite some nifty features. I hope they are quite interesting. And about me, my name is Michał Tajchert. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. I do startup. That's 12 hours. I'm Android developer and CEO there, so you can talk about me about startups with me. And of course, you can ping me on Twitter. So go ahead and don't hesitate. Okay, notifications. So that's pretty obvious. They look like this in quite. I think it's from Marshmallow screenshot. So a little bit of data and facts about notifications. So I really recommend you to go ahead and read the Urban Airship report on notifications. Basically, they created a 10 pages, quite brief report, how users interact with notifications. So if you want to, okay, so that chart, for example, show the red is Android users and the green, blue, hard to tell. Okay, the other color is the iOS users. So you can compare how many actions got notifications for iOS and Android users. So as we can see, for example, one of those top bars in the middle are the finance. So basically, apps connected to the finance get very high action from the user, especially on Android. And that report is very current because it was released that year. So I really recommend you to go ahead and read that. And okay, a few pro tips about how you can struggle or make better notifications from the first place, and they're super easy and I think useful. Okay, how many of you created notification in their apps? Okay, how many of you got security exception error? One hand, okay. Basically, if you set default for the notification, so basically it means the notification will use default settings for lights, RGB diode, vibration pattern, ringtone, etc., etc. So it's probably the most of us will use the default all because it's quite easy to use and probably better. But on Android 4.2, it will get you security exception in the first place, and the app will crash. And yeah, that's the end of the story for your app on user device. And he will never, or she will never see any notification from your app. So that's probably not the best idea. And there is no good solution for that. You just basically wrap builder with the try-catch block, and if there is an exception for that, you basically set default only for lights and sound probably without vibration, because otherwise you would need to declare a vibration permission in manifest, which basically most of users will be like, what your app is doing with vibration? And yeah. Okay, so the second pro tip is backstack builder. Basically, in many apps, developers doesn't realize how much important is backstack for the user. Basically, there are quite few apps that don't care about backstack in notification at all. So for example, in Meetup application, meetup.com for events, group events, there are comment section. In many meetups, somebody will comment on Meetup, and all participants of that Meetup will get in default settings the notification about somebody commented on event that you are participating. And if you press that notification, you will see the comment section of that event. And if you press the back button, you should go to the event, to the main page of the event, and then to the main page of the app. And then basically you exit the app. And They didn't implement the backstack builder, so like add the next intent to create that backstack. And basically, if you press the back button in the meetup application, you will just exit the application, which is quite weird, like action for the user. I think there are like quite few big examples on the market that doesn't follow the backstack builder at all in notifications. And color, this is quite useful because with material design, color become a very well tool for market your app to like maybe even more important than the icon of your app. So user connects color with your brand, your app itself. So it's good to use that color on notification because that grayish background or black background then will be color of your app. So that's quite useful. So I recommend you to go there to use that. Okay, and the last pro tip is about where extender and auto extender. So basically, there was few talks today. One talk about auto backup, so almost the same. Okay, no, not the same, but yeah. Okay, the name is similar. And basically, they allow you to create very well-designed notifications for particular devices. So, for example, a car extender will allow you to create a car notification, and the Android Wear device as well on the Wear extender. So, basically, today on this presentation, we will focus on the second one, the Wear extender, because it gives you an option to add many options, additional options like pages. Maybe you can dictate, speak to your watch and say answer to some notification, something like that. Okay. So, okay. This is our final effect. We got a notification from Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And okay. We open our sample app. Click reply to last, and okay, there. I think it's already in the loop, so yeah, it's already repeating. Okay, I hope that that GIF will be more fluent and more easy to visible, but those GIFs aren't perfect as, yeah. Okay, so screen by screen, I hope this will be more clear. We have a Facebook Messenger chat with somebody that we know. Exit the chat, so basically we have still that conversation going, and somebody messages us and we get a notification. That's perfect, like everyday scenario. Then we have our sample app in the middle screen, and we basically get a list of all notifications that was posted and visible to the user since starting that app. What we can do is clicking reply, okay, a bit of echo, reply to last, and then notification will be gone, and user doesn't realize there was some action even. And the final result is that we put two answers into conversation that user didn't even open. There was no UI visible to the user, and still we were able to send that other person answer that we wanted from our app. So that's quite interesting to see. Like, we can answer your Facebook Messenger messages without showing any UI to the user. Okay, step by step, how we can get access to that and what we can do on that. Basically, there is a permission for that. That's quite common scenario, but that permission is not like any other. Okay, a bit of noise. And basically, that permission isn't declared in the manifest file. You have to prompt user with the settings screen. User have to manually select your app and accept that dialog that there is a text about that that app will have access to read your notifications. Okay, that's a way we can do that, because we have to check if we have that permission in the first place. So we basically check that, and if yes, we basically start setting a screen on the correct page, and that's all we can do basically. There is no like easy and nice support like in the runtime permissions in the Marshmallow. So unfortunately, okay. And then we implement listener service, and basically it's notification listener service, the proper name. There are quite few methods inside, but those two most important probably are on notification posted and on notification removed. Okay, so, and in both of them we get status bar notification object. Okay, so we get that permission from the user, and yeah, we got our service listening to the notification, and there are quite few apps already on the market doing that. Okay, the first one, and probably not that well known, is Snowball, and basically they are doing, like if you think about Gmail filters, it's basically Gmail filters for your notification, and grouping notification in some way, quite useful if you have tons of notification on your phone. And the second app is Pushbullet, and probably most of you know that app. For those who doesn't, it's quite awesome. It allows you to respond to your notifications on PC, laptop, and other devices, basically, to text messages and other notifications that you have on your phone. And basically, that app pushed me to like see even how we can achieve that what they are doing. Because I think it was early this year, they stated, okay, you could, for that time, respond to your text messages from your PC, and now we are like implementing that feature that you can reply to your Hangouts, Facebook Messenger, etc. From your PC as well. So they stated that any app that supports Android Wear is supported by them to answer on PC by you. So that was like the most obvious clue where to look for that feature. And the third app is Lightflow, and that app allows you to modify maybe RGB color for the particular notification, particular app, or maybe vibration pattern, etc., etc. Quite useful. Okay, so as you saw, there are not many apps that are using that, and I think there is like a whole bunch of ideas that are quite possible with that. So I recommend you to like maybe think about those because the market is there and it's not that big competition in that field, at least for now. Okay, we got a notification object, and we now want to get a little bit of data and perform maybe some actions on them. So from status bar notification, we can get like is ongoing maybe. That's quite like important maybe for us. And get package probably is also important to check from what application that notification came and was produced by. And the last one is get notification. And then we get whole notification and we can perform actions on them. Okay, and how we get actions. And most important, the last line is get remote inputs, because this is what interests us. And this is like, it's working code, but it's quite awful. There's like manual checking strings and going through keys. I don't recommend you going to that, but that was like my first approach, like quite hackish, because like doing with debugger and seeing what we can achieve. This, and that was like the reaction, like, okay, that's got to be a better way for that. And there is. Basically, you can put your status bar notification and get notification object into variable constructor and get variable extender out like that with all actions, and you just iterate on those actions to find ones with the remote inputs. Quite easy, nice looking, and probably much more efficient than previous solution. Okay, so we got those remote inputs objects, and what they are and how we can use them in the proper manner. Okay, this is like the side advice for you. If you have some data, maybe object, maybe some data about user, it's good to store it. Basically, you don't have idea how to use it currently, but maybe in a week time or in the next release, you would like to access the data and maybe create some statistics, analysis on that data, or maybe use it in a proper manner. So I recommend you to store the data that you got access, and it's fine for the user as well. Okay, so back to remote input. Remote input, basically it's a bundle with the key that a developer asks, this is the key that I expect the answer from the user. Basically, if you add the remote input to the variable extender, you can speak to your watch, for example, and get text back from the user which is an answer from the user. Yeah, and okay, I hope it's clearly visible. Basically, we can just put a char sequence in the place of with the key that developer expects us to do so, and basically we connect it to the pending item and we send pending item back to the app that is connected to that pending item. Quite not so hard, probably. And there are small tricks we can perform on the remote input, because it's not that easy in most cases. Because developer could specify limit user to some choices. For example, maybe that notification on smartwatch allow end user to choose only yes or no, maybe, or some list of vegetables, maybe, and they can dictate answer to select one of possible inputs. And this is the get allow freeform input in the middle. So we get the boolean of if we can put there any string that we want, or just are we limited to some actions like get choices. We get array of choices that maybe developer limited to. And get label, the first one, gives you the title that is visible to the user while the app is expect them to speak to the watch. Okay, if there are any problems with that solution, and the answer is unfortunately yes, there are some. For sure, the first one is getting the permission. It's quite hard permission to user to allow you to do so, because they have to go to settings and choose your app manually. And also the dialog is quite clear that they are letting you access to all notifications. So I think it's quite drastic permission. And that presented solution doesn't work with WhatsApp and Hangouts. At least I couldn't make it work with those two apps. The guys from the Push Bullet succeeded on that, so it's for sure possible. And the code for that sample app that allow you to respond to the Facebook Messenger, for example, or Telegram, or some other messaging solutions, apps out there, is on GitHub. So if you have maybe an idea how we can get it working, I would be more than glad to see your pull request on that. Okay, so the message about the whole presentation is to make what is fun for you. Fun. You think there is a huge potential inside it, and as I said at the beginning, that was my Twitter handle. And surprise for you if you tweeted and mentioned me, because your tweet hopefully was favorited automatically, because there is an app as well, this other sample, that listen to all Twitter notifications in basically my phone currently. And if there is any notification, the app will just favorite it instantly, just like that, without showing any UI and asking me about permission. So you can also use that app. It's out there, modify, play with it. OK, that's all. And hopefully there are some questions.
Yes. And please raise your hand.
There is one.
Hi, thanks for your speech. So you showed an example of app that changes the color of notification, and I'm wondering if there is a possibility to add some views or reinflate a notification item with your custom layout.
Yeah, OK. Basically, you can create custom notification with your custom view, and that is quite interesting to remember that notification is good to allow it to be either bigger, the like expanded version, or the smaller version, the not expanded, let's say. So if you, for example, implement music player, that's maybe a way to go, because probably you would like to customize it a bit, like the album title, photo of the album, etc. So yeah, it's quite possible and not that hard, to be honest.
Okay. Other questions?
Come on, one question that wasn't that hard.
Other questions one. Other questions two. No questions? Okay, probably I should ask. You tell us that to WhatsApp and which one another?
Hangouts. WhatsApp.
You faced with some problems, right?
Yeah.
And what you received in response when you doing the same as for other applications in this case? Because I think you didn't mention it or mention it.
Yeah, basically the solution works on, for example, Facebook Messenger and Telegram. There are like two major apps on the communication market. And basically, it listens to the notifications, and if you press the reply to last button, it sends a sample string to the app itself and respond to the conversation that you got notification from with that string that you can customize. And for Hangouts and WhatsApp, it doesn't work. So basically, probably app expects some maybe not free-form input there, or is limited to some choices, or maybe they expect some tag key or any other value that I forget or didn't know about to include in that pending item sending back to the app. So that might be a possible case there. But yeah, if I would know how to make it work, I would.
Okay, so problem not in getting the notification that it came to us for WhatsApp or Hangout. Problem is to put this notification to one of them. Yes. So you get this notification and know about this, but after this, pass as mentioned for Facebook didn't work. So the problem is after the receiving of this notification.
Yeah, exactly. Sending back that text to the app and convincing the app it was inputted by the user. This is the clue for the Hangouts and WhatsApp to make it work. Okay. Any questions?
And you tell us about startups.
Oh, yeah.
That you take a part in startup.
So yeah, probably it's not in the scope of the presentation, but yeah, I do startups for maybe not for a living, but at least for a fun currently. So if you ever face Basically, advice on startups is that try to solve real-life problems instead of finding the cool idea. Maybe the cool ideas are perfect, but if you find the real-life problem and know how to solve it in the best possible manner, or at least the best possible on the market currently manner, you will get tons of users, or at least a valuable number of the users. And don't worry that much about your business plan and how you will monetize them, because if you have users and the app or startup, it doesn't have to be an app, is growing really fast, like the exponential growth or anything like that, close to that, you will get some business plan at some point, and yeah, the money won't be a problem at this point, probably.
And it's your own startup?
The 12 hours, yes. So, yes. Yeah, we do basically visualizing your calendar events in the best possible manner, and it turned out to be visualizing them on analog clock. So basically, you just get if you have a meeting from 1 to 2, it will light up, because it's a hardware clock as well as an app, light up that area of the clock on chosen color or color from the calendar. So I hope it's cool, and hopefully to see it on Kickstarter soon.
Okay, so it's almost like MVP. You have
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah, so the app is there, but the features are very limited, and currently we are expanding that, but the hardware clock is MVP at that moment, and yeah, at this moment to be released on Kickstarter, so looking forward to this.
Okay, no question, right? Right. Okay, thanks, Michał.
Thank you.